Hey everyone. Hopefully everybody's well. I wanted to record a little 2014 wrap up video. I will be posting a wrap up on my blog. I am aiming to do it either tomorrow, Monday the 29th, or Tuesday the 30th. Most likely I'll have it by tomorrow because I would like to give you guys some time to read it because I know things can get a little hectic towards the end of the year as everybody's wrapping everything up, and I'm sure other people will be posting wrap ups as well. So, you know, it's all good. You can read it in the new year. But hopefully you get to read it and watch this video before that. My hope is that you can take away some of the most powerful lessons that I've learned this year, and as well as some things to carry on with you into the new year. So, first of all, I want to say thank you for those of you who participated in my First Class Life series. For those of you who don't know, I had a free email course, and it was from the 15th of this month until the 22nd. And sorry, I keep looking that way. There's my calendars there. Um, every day from the 15th to the 22nd, I posted pretty much some of the most powerful lessons I've learned this year, and I wanted to share it with you guys. And for those of you who did not get a chance to participate, or maybe, maybe you felt bombarded with so many emails because it was daily. I know I join email courses all the time, and I usually just keep the emails because sometimes I'm not like ready to read or not in the right state of mind, or maybe I feel overwhelmed. So I just leave it there for when I am ready. I'll read it. So if you haven't read it, read it when you're ready and open to receive the messages, and I'm sure that they will apply to you in some way. Gosh, okay. Well, today is December 28th, 2014. Um, I'm here in sunny San Diego. It's really sunny out, so that's why I have my curtains closed, drawn, because it was just too much light with the camera. So it's so interesting. I'm gonna take pictures of the setup for you guys. Actually, let me take a picture now. I want to remember this moment because I've been looking at some past videos from people that I follow myself on YouTube. Let me just take a quick picture of the setup. um, and you know what I like to do? I actually like to go back to the beginning of the people I've subscribed to. I like to go back to their first videos, and 3, 4 years later, they're a huge success, and they have, like, you can see how they've upgraded and transitioned. So I took a picture because I want to remember this moment in the sense of, like, I have my little rinky dink HD cam. I got this on Amazon for like 20 something bucks. And it's been good. It's definitely a step up from the cam that I have within my laptop. But it gives me headaches sometimes. You can see my little audio thing. This is also an upgrade from the speakers that I have on my laptop. So it's like a transition. So I like to, I want to just like marinate in this moment right now because I just feel like, you know, I definitely am appreciative of this moment right now, and this, even just recording to you guys and talking to you guys. And then it's going to be so interesting when I look back, let's say December 28th, 2015. You know what I mean? So anyway, but you see, that's kind of like a little glimpse into what I want to like give to you guys today with this video, and inject in you, that you can create a wonderful, beautiful year for yourselves. Um, so before I even go into like some of the things that I've experienced, I just kind of want to start with a little bit of a timeline. I'm not gonna go months per, like, every month of my life, but this year, but just kind of like the highlights. But I kind of want to start at the beginning, in the sense of ever since I moved out to San Diego. I moved December 1st, 2012. and I share my story with you guys on my blog, and I will always leave the link below so you can see and go back and read my story. Um, Took a leap of faith, moved out west. I'm originally from New York. I tell everyone I moved with 2 suitcases, $2,000+ in the bank, and a dream. And I no job, nothing, no family. I knew 2 people out here, and so it wasn't like, but they weren't even. I didn't move for them or because of them. It was just like an added bonus that I knew people here, but I was moving regardless. Um, so did that, and so from then on, it was a rocky road, but it was all worth it. So it's like I'm driving down a rocky, bumpy road, a lot of obstacles, a lot of detours, but also a lot of beautiful stops, beautiful scenery. And no matter what, I'm still on the right path, if that makes sense. So even though the road is rocky, because I'm on the path where I want to be on, it just makes me feel like, okay, I can do this, I can do this when I did experience those bumps. So it transitioned. I really have changed so much in my outlook on life and perspective, and not only emotionally, but also I've made sure to also, because it's a process, you got to train your mind as well, and little things here and there, that I picked up on and noticed about myself. And just because I had so much more time to myself, I was able to really listen to my inner voice, inner guidance, learn what that was like, you know. So I that's why I feel like I'm in a much better place now. So ever since I moved, it's just been kind of like this beautiful transition. And then so this around this time last year, I was in New York City. I was with celebrating the holidays with my family. So this was December of 2013, and I was kind of in a. I mean, just for your reference, I'm not a big like holiday person. Um, I think it's because I equate holidays with cold, winter, and I'm not a big winter person. I don't like being cold at all. So I was in New York, and this was a time that it was freezing, and so I'm just like, So it was like kind of like okay, but I had a lot of time to myself, thankfully. So one of the things I did was, and I shared with you guys with this as well. I shared this with you in a blog post. I There was a conference that I wanted to attend in New York that year, that month, but the live conference was on a date where I was not in New York. So what I did was I still wanted to see it, so I opted for the digital version. So they would, if you paid a small fraction of the price, they were going to send you a link to the replay. So um, December 30th, it was either the 30th or the 31st of 2013. I had time on my hands. I didn't really have anything to do. So I decided to watch the replay. And that was the simplest step. I wasn't planning to do any. So I've never really been one for resolutions. I've kind of just been like, let's see what happens. Um, and so I didn't have any intentions of anything other than let me just watch this video. So I watched the replay of the conference, and it really just completely shifted my mindset as far as the new year. It just started me off on this. Basically, the conference itself, it wasn't speaking about the year or anything like that. It was just talking about kind of like ways to empower yourself, and everyone was sharing their own personal stories, and it just touched me so much that it just opened my heart. And I share this with you guys. When your heart is open and you're open to love and gratitude, it just unlocks just special feelings and thoughts within you to help you create more special feelings and thoughts. So anyway, um so that's all it did, and it was just so much fun. It was just beautiful, and it just left me feeling so good about myself. So then from there, I was on it kind of snowballed into, well, what's next? And remember, I told you guys sometimes I join email classes and things like that, and I sometimes I'm not ready in the moment, so I'll just keep the emails there. So what I did was I going back to my emails, because I had already had resources as far as like, how to manifest the things you want, how to create your dream year, things like that. So I went back to all those emails after that moment, after watching the conference, because I was already in the zone. And boom, from there, it was like, I clearly outlined what I wanted for 2014, what I wanted to do, who I wanted to be. And it just gave me kind of like a blueprint for the new year. And that's why I say it was the 30th or the 31st of December of 2013, because it was right before the new year. So, like, New Year's Eve, I'm at a party and I'm already like, just my feelings, I'm vibrating with this really good energy because of everything that I had already done and witnessed. And I was inspired. And that left me with this just hope, for the new year. And so that's how I started 2014. Okay. So that's how I kind of segue into the things that have happened in 2014. Now, I just want to point out, and I say this to people, and this is what I believe. Okay. Um, the year itself is just a point in time for us. And time itself is an illusion for us. Okay. This is just something we've created, we've established for ourselves. Okay. So the year, so 2015, 2014, 2015, the year itself is not what's going to bring you the blessings and the prosperity and everything you want, or curse you in some way. It's not the year. Okay. We ourselves have the power to create the feelings that we want. Okay. Now, what does that mean? Um, I used to think that if I had a list of all the things I wanted, that somehow if I worked towards them or if I believed enough, I would get them. And this year, I actually learned that, oh, and then let me backtrack. Then that didn't necessarily work for me that way. I felt like I got knocked down so many times, or I wasn't doing something good enough, or because I either wouldn't get the things that I wanted, like that I had listed that I wanted and worked towards and believed I was gonna get, or I got something else that I wasn't really expecting. So it was like 50-50, and I felt like, what the hell am I doing wrong? I'm not getting the things I want, or I get something else that I'm not sure if I want or not, or what the hell. So thankfully, because I just realized it doesn't work for me to make a list of things that I want and try to pursue them that way. It just doesn't work for me. It frustrates me when I don't get them. And when I tell you frustrates me, I mean, I feel like a little kid having a tantrum. Okay. Um, so I was like, okay, let me scrap that. I don't want to work towards things. I don't want to work towards specific goals. I want to work towards feelings. Okay. That has helped me so, 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 so much. So if you're like me and you're struggling to get the things that you want, then scrap the things and work towards the feelings. Okay. So what I mean by that is, one of the things and goals that I've been wanting for so long is more money, you know, and I've dabbled in trying to manifest different amounts for myself. So I worked on different amounts. And again, because I wasn't getting it or I got something else, I felt like, what the hell am I doing wrong? You know? And I was driving myself crazy, like literally, guys, driving myself crazy trying to figure this problem out. I'm a problem solver. So I like to think things through and like experiment and try things out. And if it doesn't work, then I'm just like, I feel like I did something wrong. So eventually I'm like, you know what? This is not working for me. So then I thought, well, I have to want something because I feel like that's a way for you to, it gives us motivation to do things. I mean, I can't picture myself not wanting a thing or a feeling or any having no desires. I feel like I'll be dead, you know? So I'm like, okay, but things don't really work for me, material things. So what the hell else can I work towards? And then I thought feelings. Money itself is a tool for the feeling that I want, which is security, financial security. And more than security, I want to feel like I don't like I have what I want, need. I don't have to worry. Just kind of like at peace. I think that's the main word, at peace, when it comes with to money and prosperity. And then from there, once I pinpointed the root of my desire in the form of a feeling, then I kind of wrote down like, what does that feeling translate into? And then I thought of different aspects that would bring me peace. Like, okay, well, all my debt is paid off, or I don't have collectors calling me, or etc. And that kind of helped me pinpoint and work down what these specific desires meant to me, you know. And that, I feel, in itself created more power to help me manifest that thing that I want. I'm sorry if you don't really understand what I'm saying, but it's basically like you're reading between the lines of what you want. Okay, so let's say you're in your mind, you're like, I want $100,000. Okay, why is it that you want that money? And you think, okay, well, because I got to pay this and I got to pay that and I want to buy this and this is exactly what I need for this, you know. But you got to go deeper and really analyze, what is the desire? Okay, why do you need $100,000? Because of this and that. It's not because of the things, guys. It's because of the feelings. So you probably want that money because it makes you feel at peace. It makes you feel secure. It makes you feel stable, So think about the feelings. And then from there, when you find the root of the feeling, then it kind of then allows you and opens you up to think, well, how can I achieve that feeling along with my desire? And then I'm telling you, the list of your goals and checklists and things to do and want is gonna transform. It's gonna change. And then all of a sudden, once that changes, and your approach changes. Okay. So hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. So that is actually a realization that I discovered within the last 3 months. So this is not something that I figured out in the beginning of 2014. This was recent. But it took all of 2014, all of the year, for me to get to this point, knowing this. And this is what works for me. If that doesn't work for you, that's totally cool. Find what does work for you. Okay. There's no one set way for everyone. There's no one size fits all. Okay. But if the things and goals and materials list hasn't been working for you, then try to see if maybe my method works for you somehow. Okay, and I'm gonna write a little bit more about this in my blog post. Sorry, I'm a little like phlegmy. Okay, so some of the things of this year, and again, in my blog post, I'm gonna share some of like the highlights of my year, but it's all to say and to point out that because I took the time and energy to map out what I wanted to see for 2014 and started that feeling, I feel like it's kind of like it's like setting a spell for yourself. People do all kinds of rituals and things like before the new year starts, setting goals, plans, resolutions, whatever it is you do, it's kind of like you're setting a spell for yourself, you know. And that's what I kind of think about it, like you're creating magic for the new year. And so that's what I did with watching that conference and then working on these other things that I had saved in my email, in my inbox. I brought that like magic and feelings with me into the new year. And I worked every single moment I remembered or could on reminding myself of on how I felt and what I wanted and just kind of bringing it back. So this year was spectacular for me. And it's not to brag or anything like that. It's because I want to share with you guys that you can totally have a spectacular year for yourselves next year. I mean, you can have a spectacular year starting now. It doesn't need to be on January 1st, 2015. You start now. That's the point. So, and again, it's not that like every single day was spectacular or anything like that, but every single day meant something. And it took me somewhere else. And that's why now looking back, I can see, you know, what everything meant to me and where it brought me. So some of the highlights, so April of 2014 was when I purchased my domain for my website, katherineheraldo.com. And I actually purchased a domain because I had the intention of creating an author page for myself. So I have a few ebooks published. I'm looking to publish more next year. I have been working on publishing a fiction. Um, uh, I have so many ideas for fiction, and that's kind of been my one of my struggles. It's easier for me to write factual information, like nonfiction facts, than try to create something for myself, you know. So fiction has been something I've been working on. So my goal is to have that published. So anyway, I wanted to create an author page for all of that. So that's why I bought the domain, and that was April of 2014. Um, so I was working the whole time, you know, I've been working full time and stuff and saving up. May of 2014 was actually the first time since 2007 that I actually traveled internationally and for fun. I hadn't traveled for fun in so long because, I mean, for many reasons, but mainly because of the money. I just always had this, I used to have this like lack mentality and just, oh my God, I can't even begin to talk to you guys about my how I thought about money and my relationship with money or anything like that. But um it was a long time coming, and it was the first time that I actually had money saved. I had money saved for myself. I had money saved for the trip. I went on this trip. I had fun, and I went to Mexico City. And it just opened me up to the possibility of having more fun, having more adventure, being more free financially. Um, that money and prosperity and whatever I had, it wasn't just about stability and paying bills and comfort. It was more than that, you know. That was kind of to me setting the tone for what I like to call first class life, you know, living life that's it's not, you know, people equate first class thinking about luxury and rich and things like that. That's not my intention. It could mean those things. That's fine. To me, it's about wanting and desiring more than you're comfortable with, wanting and desiring more than what's just necessary. It's about not settling for less, you know. And a lot of us do that. We just settle because it's comfortable, or we settle because we think we have to. Um, so July of 2014 was when I started utilizing my website as a blog. And I was still kind of transitioning as far as what should I write about, what should I blog about. I had attempted blogging so many times before, and I didn't know like what is my topic. And it always came back to, again, just teaching people how to want more, how to just have more. That always translated to me as entrepreneurship, you know. Um, so July, I started talking about what I was doing, how I built this business of writing for myself, blogging, and then it kind of, because I had already been open and honest in my other blogs, like my more recent blogs, I decided, okay, I'm going to just be open and honest and share my journey here, but with a more entrepreneurial focus. And that's exactly what I did. And then from there, every post, I mean, I'm open and honest with you guys, but I feel like every post has just been just a flow. You know, I can't even explain for those of you who are bloggers, you know, sometimes you're kind of stuck and you don't know what to write about. I've been blessed that this year it's just been like oh my God, like what, you know, what should I leave out? Because it's like all the time I'm inspired, I'm motivated, I'm like this would be great, and it's because it's all related to my life and what I've been going through. Um what I've been going through as an entrepreneur and as someone who is seeking more than just the necessary or the comfortable or mediocre, I guess is the right word. You know, a lot of other things happened to me, and I October of 2014 I took another leap of faith, and this is something that I will share with you guys more later on when I feel more comfortable sharing, but I did something for myself and I'm not looking back. And made some major changes in my life and my business. Um I feel more the most comfortable and confident in my business and my desires and my vision. Not necessarily everything clearly detailed, but more so of the feeling of what I want and how I want and how I want to feel and be. Um, and then actually this month at the beginning, I had a radio interview. It was my first radio interview. It was the first time that I felt, I mean, there were a lot of firsts for me this year. The radio interview was the first time I felt like wow, this can be my voice and my words, and this can be this business, this essence can be bigger than what I even envision, you know. So that was a nice milestone for me. Getting my YouTube channel up and posting videos to you guys, that was a huge leap for me because I was so uncomfortable with getting in front of the camera and just my own insecurities, and also just kind of like, oh my God, I don't want to be judged, you know. Um, I mean, if you notice, I don't even allow comments on my videos or anything because I'm not there yet. Um, just even recording myself on YouTube was already a huge, like, just discomfort to me. But I was told by some of my coaches and teachers, as far as my because I do believe in getting the mentoring you need for your business. Um, they were like, you have to be visible, girl, and one of the best ways is videos. And I'm like, what am I gonna talk about? So I made my first video, and it was so awesome. I felt so good afterwards, and I'm like, man, I love talking to the camera. And I mean, it's just talking to the camera. I don't have to put it up. So I just did that, and I thought about it that way, and I just kept making videos and then talking to you guys, and then it just became really comfortable. And then I'm like, okay, great. So we'll see what happens next year with my videos, but for now, for sure, I feel good about it, and um, it's just awesome to, you know, just record my thoughts in other ways than through just writing. So YouTube was a big step for me. And you know, just my overall blog itself, oh my God, I've received the most engagement, the most subscribers, the most followers ever this year. The most supportive feedback. I don't want to say that I feel validated because I feel like that's kind of, you know, I would have been doing this regardless, because, you know, whether or not people were engaging and sharing and commenting and the feedback. But it just makes me feel so good that it fuels me to keep going, you know. So I love that, and it just makes me feel like, oh my God, like this is, you know, gold mine. But not necessarily with money, but just with myself, like, man. So I feel like I'm walking in my purpose, you know. Oh my God, I can't even begin to tell you all the beautiful spiritual things that have happened to me this year. That's gonna be a whole nother video. But I just feel like, my God, I've just been, my eyes and my mind, everything has been open to so many things, so many beautiful things and possibilities. Um, so that's why this year has been, oh, and that's another thing. At the beginning, I'm sorry, at the end of 2013, remember when I was in the zone of like creating and the magic for myself, one of the tools that I used was kind of like, and I'll share the tools and everything in the comments. It was like kind of like pick a theme for for the next year, pick a word to describe what the next year would be. And my word for 2014 was yes. So I was like, you know, 2014 is going to be the year of yes for me. And that's exactly what it was. I said yes to more fun. I said yes to more opportunities. I said yes to stepping outside of my comfort zone. Yes to be open to possibility. So that's what it was. It was more of a year of yes for me. I was so used to saying no to things and turning things down. So I was like, you know, I'm going to make a conscious effort to say yes. That's exactly what it was. So 2014 has been a year of yes for me. And actually, now that I'm talking, I haven't created a word for 2015. I wonder what that word will be. I have so many. It has to feel right. Maybe it could still be yes, but like in another way, like hell yeah. That could be 2015. So instead of yes, it's hell yeah. So, again, I'm gonna share more. Um, I'll again share the link to my blog. Look, be on the lookout for my new post, and that's where I'll talk a little bit more about specific highlights. I'll share the tools that I use. So I will share the link in the comments. I'll try to share as much as possible in the I'm sorry, not in the comments, in the description box. But otherwise, come on over to my blog and my post that I will have up. I will have it up by tomorrow. I'll work on it tonight. That will share all of that and more. So, anyway, guys, I know this video was long, but I hope you had fun with me. I want to thank you so much for making this year my yes year, for saying yes to me, saying yes to my blog, saying yes to my words, my messages, saying yes to yourselves, taking the time to just work on the magic within you for your lives. So thank you for saying yes to yourselves and your dreams. Um, and I look forward to just a I don't even know what word would describe next year. You know what? I know exactly the word. It's gonna be supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. That's what the hell 2015 is gonna be for us, for all of us. So just continue to just elevate yourselves, guys. Like I talk about this first class life thing, and it's not even the word first class life. It doesn't even describe it. It's everything. It's elevation. It's transition, transformation. Just upgrade yourselves, guys. Upgrade your lives, and don't just settle for what you're handed or what you see in front of you or what you have. Just go for what you want, and just if going towards those things doesn't work for you, then try going towards the feelings. Um, and I will see you in 2015. This is going to be the last video for me this year that I'm going to have on YouTube anyway. I have one more video to do, but that's going to be for something else. So, um, thank you guys. Have a very happy new year, and I will see you next year. Bye.